All right. So there's obviously a ton of different questions that we each have about design. Some might be really like kind of complex because some of you might be somewhat familiar with design and some of you like may have never experienced it before. Laura, can you introduce the next person here?
So Jill is a social entrepreneur with this amazing big heart. She is an educator. She is the founder of Playworks, Substantial, and also the co-founder of Workswell. And as an educator, as someone who's really trying to make change in the world, because I'm an educator, I was a teacher, I was a principal, but I started my education career for a year being a substitute teacher. And if anyone's been a substitute teacher, you should know it is hard. You walk in, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, getting a call from some school. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I didn't know how many kids I was gonna have, and I had to roll in and figure out, what am I doing today? And so what Jill did as part of her work at the D.school is discover like what's going on with that issue. How do I understand the issues of teaching and substitute teaching, and what might I do? What capacity do I have to make change in the world for young people today? So we're going to watch a little bit about how Jill went through the process of design and how she went through this iterative process of changing and understanding what the design challenges might be within her field of work.
All right, cool?
Yeah.
All right. I imagine if I hit next, maybe the video will start.
We'll find out.
Wow, ooh. I did that. All right, let's go.
We'll see. Press play.
So
there you go.
and then
I think I shouldn't think about it too much. I think I should just
go
start.
with it.
A huge number of principals were wrestling with the need for subs and asking if they could borrow their Playworks coaches to be subs, but there wasn't really any answer. I think what was so striking was that my initial thought was that if we just had more subs, that we would be able to address the substitute teaching crisis. But I realized quickly that actually there were lots and lots of subs, but a bunch of them weren't showing up. I then built this training to test, to prototype while I was there. And we ran this training for the subs, and people came and they loved it. But we heard from the districts that they couldn't afford to actually provide training. So because of that, we realized that the most important person ultimately affecting the experience of subs was the classroom teacher. And now, whenever I go into a problem, I am so aware that actually not just the initial framing, the defining of the problem, the thinking about who the key user is, but the reframing process, the being completely open to whatever way the design process takes you. Like I joke, it's about not having a horse in the race. When I watch design processes that go awry, it's when people actually really already are invested in one solution being the right solution. So that ability to reframe, in this case, to like go from thinking that the most important end user was the substitute to really being open to the possibility that that teacher was actually the pivotal user along the way, that reframe totally changed our output.